special day because I get to take you through how I prepare for photo shoots and what I do to prepare and what I do to make sure that I get the shot. So it's going to be an exciting day, so you can see a little bit behind the scenes. Before we do that, let's go get some coffee. About 20 or 30 different shots of just me sitting in a chair before I got what I really liked, and even then I'm not happy with it. So as you can see, I used a reflector. So I sat down in the chair and took a test shot first, and the test shot was just to test all my settings and make sure that I had it at a pretty good level. And then I messed around with different ways of getting lighting, my settings, making sure that, seeing if I can't make the shadows darker and then change it later in RAW. So that's what I tried to do, but then I just wasn't happy with the way they were coming out. So that's when I brought out the reflectors. Now the reflector is that round object. One side is very shiny, the other side is just a flat white that reflects a soft light. Now one thing that's really interesting that you'll see in the pictures, I tried to use the shiny side, and I closed the window behind me. Now what happened when I did that is it reflected perfectly, but it also reflected the shadows from the window on my face, so there are dark spots, which was really interesting. So that was something interesting. And then I brought in another light to try and highlight the side of my face and do all that. So it was pretty interesting stuff. But even before that, there's a lot that goes into a photo shoot. Especially for me, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I like to try and figure out how to do things. But I'm an amateur, and I'm not very good yet. At least personally, I don't think so. So there's a lot of things that I know that I can still improve upon. But to make sure that I don't have to fiddle around too much and I don't have to kind of mess around with things that I'm trying to do and things that I can't do and all these other things, I plan meticulously out beforehand and I try and figure it out. So for example, I have a notebook that I always keep. This has a notebook of, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. This is of every shot that I want to take. So let's see. Let's go through some of these here. This is my sketch pad. So when I find things like, there's this really beautiful candy skull that I thought would look cool. Where are some of the shots I took? Here. Okay. So here. This is easy. So this is the setup for a shot where everyone's going to sit. For a photo shoot I was going to do, that I ended up doing, and when it came out, I had everything written out. I had where the lights were going to go, where I was going to stand, where everyone was going to be sitting. So that's one thing I do to get ready. Another thing I prepare is I prepare shot lists. Now this is something that I know professionals do, and I'm not a professional, but I think professionals go through and they list exactly the settings and everything they need because they work in a studio that they have control over. in my studio, I don't have so much control. I have a little bit of control, but not so much. So these are kind of the shots that I was planning on taking today. All coffee shots, all stuff like that. But as you can see, I have a ton of things written here. This is all, I looked at this coffee shot here that I got off of Google. Coffee Life, Google. Copy the image on a piece of paper so I can look at it. And I wrote down what I liked about the picture, what I didn't like about the picture, what I thought the ISO was, what I thought the f-stops were going to be, what I thought the lighting was, what the white balance was, and how I was going to set up the shot. I print these out for everything. There's for colored gel shots, there's coffee shots. I have all kinds of different shots. So I prepare far ahead of time with planning out the shots meticulously before. And when you don't have inspiration for shots, well, look online. Take the things you find online and use them to your advantage. That's what I do. And even in print medium, like look, there's this thing called Genic. I have no idea what it is. It's kind of like a foodie, I don't know, foodie magazine thing. But I bought this because they had some really nice shots of coffee and stuff, and I thought I could take from that, like, well, probably can't see it, it's too small, but like here of setup and all these different things. And so I love going through magazines and preparing for shots by looking at how other photographers do it. But by doing that, I sacrifice my creativity to copy them, which of course is something that you shouldn't just copy other people. That's why I like to take inspiration and take my inspiration from them, but I don't copy them 100%. So when you're preparing for a shot, the main things that I get ready beforehand is I plan meticulously. Of course, make sure you have your SD cards and all your batteries charged and everything's clean. Actually, on this lens here, I have coffee splatters from doing. You'll see later when another video comes up. But I've my cameras are covered in coffee at the moment from throwing coffee against a wall. That was interesting. So make sure your cameras are clean, make sure your batteries are charged, you have your SD cards, make sure you've planned out what you're going to do so you know what you're going to do. So you have a plan. Because if you go into a photo shoot, especially if you have like kids or something, I talked about this on my podcast, The Horrible Photographer's Guide. Going into a photo shoot with a kid, especially if you have a kid, and you don't have a plan, you're gonna have really angry clients. Now, even if you have happy clients and you don't have a plan, fiddling around with different things and not knowing exactly what you're gonna do will eat up time and eat up money and eat up data that you don't have, that is precious unless you're, unless you have everything there and the clients are free forever. So no matter what it is, photography, podcasting, anything, I think having a plan is key to being prepared for your job. So that's pretty much it, how I get prepared for shots. If you want to check out any of the shots that I took today, you can check them out on my website, you can check them out on my Instagram, and then I'll have the behind the scenes shots and the other shots on my social media like Twitter and whatnot that you can check out. So if you enjoyed this video and if I brought a little bit of value to your life with my advice, I would love to hear from you in the comments. How did I help you? How can you use this knowledge to better your own life? And what more value can I bring to you through these videos? I hope you enjoyed these videos. If you did, please give them a thumbs up. If you didn't, please give it a thumbs down and tell me why so I can improve. And if there's anything I can do to make your photography better, your life better through these videos, tell me in the comment section below. This has been Austin, aka Lance Sente for ALTS. Have a great day. Bye.